holy and good day. I am Albert Cristel Lugon from BSEd Science 3. My topic tackles about toxic school culture. But before everything else, let me read the objective first. So at the end of the discussion, you will be able to define what is toxic school culture, and also you will be able to identify different description of schools with toxic school culture or with negative school culture. So when we heard the word toxic, what comes first in our mind? Of course, it is not good, it's bad, and it's negative. For example, toxic relationship. Toxic is poisonous. Toxic can be a person which describes bad attitude or having bad characteristics. So those are some of the statements that can be related to the word toxic. For some people, they are expecting that school is the best place, far from negativities and far from problems. But you know what? Toxic school cultures are also existing. It is also happening inside a school. So let's define what is toxic school culture according to Patterson. Toxic school cultures lack a mission and vision, value laziness and apathy, appreciate separateness and exclusivity, and have a negative peer relationships. A toxic school culture is lack of vision and mission. It means they don't have clear objectives or aims for the school to improve or their students. They value laziness and apathy. They don't have interest towards the betterment of the school. They don't have concerns regarding the problems, and they appreciate doing work individually rather than having collaboration, which can cause negative relationship between peer workmates. There are professionals who teach students about portraying good characteristics, for example, respect, humility, collaboration, but we don't know those people are the same people who's accountable for fostering a toxic environment. As a result, those dedicated or committed teachers leave their profession, and those negative behaviors and bad habits become the standard. In other words, some professionals in one community are not on the same page. They do not trust one another, and that's being toxic to your environment. Here are some of the description of schools with negative or toxic culture. First, lack a clear sense of purpose, meaning the school itself don't have clear purpose if what is really their goals or aims for the school and for the students. They don't have direction to follow, or they don't have what we call the standard of running a school. So it's not good to be called a school. Number 2, blame of students for lack of progress. So instead of teaching or serving the students for them to progress, teaching what is right or teaching the techniques on how the children will cope up with their difficulties, some professionals just ignore it and getting mad and blame it back to the students. The words of encouragement, motivation is not given to the child, so they might lose their interest in going to school. Number 3, discourage collaboration. We all know that collaboration is very important in learning. Most especially that interaction inside the classroom really helps the students to gain their confidence and can learn easily. But in a toxic school culture, collaboration is not practiced, and it might lead to certain situations that the students might end up or might use to it until that child grows up. Number 4, often actively hostile relations among staff. It includes attacking the person or attacking your coworker. For example, there are misunderstandings inside the school, and there's a person who will gossip the bad side or bad actions of your coworkers to others instead of helping. So it's not good. That's being toxic. Now let's proceed to the toxic cultures regarding the school staff or school administration. Number 1, view the students as problem rather than as their valued clients. So they don't really focus on teaching and improving their students, which are important parts of the school. So in other words, they are not hands-on in teaching them. They just maybe give students certain activity without discussing it and let the students learn by themselves. Students for them are problems that can cause them stress. Number 2, believe they are doing the best they can do and do not search out new ideas. There are also school staff that really think they did their best, but what others see is that they don't. They don't look for new ways as part of being innovative. So there are only few planning sessions led by the school admins or committee, so they don't try something new since they refuse to see that improvement is possible. Number 3, complain, criticize, and distrust any new ideas. Approaches or suggestions for improvement raised by planning committees. This means they're always complaining instead of doing something to improve, criticizing the ideas of their co-workers, always full of negativities and doesn't focus on improvement and development of school. So this may lead the school to be stagnant and prevent the school from improving. Number 4, rarely share ideas, materials, or solutions to classroom problems. This means that the school staff or the school administration doesn't focus on communicating or interacting about what to do for the good of the school. In these school cultures, staff are afraid to offer suggestions or new ideas for fear of being attacked or criticized. They just keep their ideas to themselves since they are afraid of being criticized by others. So fostering school will lead to failure due to a lack of will. So nobody wants to work in the school, right? But rebuilding this kind of failing institution would greatly help, most especially if there is leadership and collaboration. But thankfully, most schools are not having toxic school cultures. So let's avoid being toxic so that we can have a healthy school with healthy work environment. Thank you, and that's all.